Hello dear students, today we have a short video lesson devoted to grammar, passive voice and passive structures. Verbs and voice. Voice is the form a verb takes to indicate whether the subject of the verb performs or receives the action. There are two types of voice, active and passive. Active voice is used to show that the subject of the sentence is performing or causing the action. See the example. LeBron threw the basketball before the buzzer. LeBron shot the basketball before the buzzer through the line. LeBron scored the point. So here you see all the actions are done by LeBron. Passive voice. Passive voice is used when the subject is the recipient of the action. Ball was thrown by LeBron. The basket was shot by LeBron. The score was made by LeBron. The action is done by LeBron, but under the ball. So in that case, we use the passive voice. Why does it matter? Active voice is more direct and concise. Passive voice is usually vaguer. Active voice is like watching LeBron play. Passive voice is like watching gum stuck on the bleachers in the stands. Most of the time, you want to use active voice. When would you want to use passive voice? First, when intentionally trying to hide the subject of the sentence. For example, a politician may say, the mistake was made by someone. Hiding the subject helps him or hide the blame. Second, when intentionally trying to minimize the guilt of the subject. For example, a cheating boyfriend may say, cheating was committed by me. When passive voice better emphasizes the main point of the message, such as children were harmed by the drunk driver. Form of the passive voice verbs. The passive voice requires a double verb and will always consist of a form of the verb to be and the past participle, usually an adjective form of the another verb. See the example. Active, John baked the bread. Passive, the bread was baked by John. Was is a form of the to be and baked is the third form, so participle of the verb bake. Form of passive voice verbs. Writers should be familiar with the form to be, often called linking verbs, so that they can easily identify the passive voice in their work. Review the form of the to be. Am is are, so in present was were, be, being, been. All the forms. Note the forms of the to be in the examples of the verbs to kick in various forms of the passive voice. Is kicked, had been kicked. Was kicked, is going to be kicked. Is being kicked, will be kicked. Has been kicked, can be kicked. Was being kicked, should be kicked. So all the forms of to be you can see in this example. Passive. The cookies were eaten by children. The children ate the cookies. So this is past simple as you see. Passive. The tunnels are dug by the gophers. The gophers dug the tunnels. So this is consideration like in present simple. Causative verbs. Definition. The causative verbs is a common structure in English. It shows that somebody or something is indirectly responsible for an action. The subject doesn't perform the action itself, but causes someone or something else to do this instead. So this is by finger. Get. So we form get plus person plus to plus verb. See the example. These constructions usually means to convince someone to do something or to trick someone into doing something. Please consider. I will get my car maintained before the winter. How can teacher get their students to read more? Alexa TV commercials are trying to get people to stop smoking. Have form of passive. Have plus person plus verb. These constructions mean to authorize someone to do something. Here are some examples. The doctor had his nurse take the patient's temperature. Please have your secretary forward me the email. I had the techniques checked to photocopy machine. Get versus have. Please see several constructions. Sometimes get someone to do something is interchangeable with have someone to do something, but these expressions are not semantically the same thing. For convincing, consider the examples below. He got the mechanic to check his brakes. At first, the mechanic didn't think it was necessary, but he convinced him to check the brakes. I had the mechanic check my brakes. I asked the mechanic to check my brakes. So you will see the example. Make form and make person make. We form make plus person plus verb. This construction means to force someone to do something. Here are some examples. My dad made me to apologize for that I had done. Did someone make you wear these ugly pants? She made her kids tidy their beds. Let. So we form let plus person plus verb. This construction means to allow someone to do something. Consider the following examples. Mary let me use your laptop. Will your parents let you go to the festival? I don't know if my boss will let me take the day off. Please pay attention that we don't use to after let. So we use bare infinitive. The passive causative structure. This structure is used to talk about having something done by another person or thing. Consider the following example. Ahmed has his house repaired after the foregone war in Gaza last year. President Obama had his speech written by a very talented group of writers. In both cases, the person Ahmed and President Obama arranged for something, repairing a house and writing a speech, to be done by a third person. That was the end of our today's lesson. Today we have covered very important structures. Please try to take notes and remember them. You can find the PowerPoint version of our lesson in our website iht.us. Thank you for your attention. Bye.